Alrighty, let's try this again. Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, coming to you in my pajamas. Waiting for my hair to dry. Decided I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I want to just share more of my life than just stuff to do with manifesting and healing and things like that. Not that I could never say I'm an expert on manifesting, but I do amazing things with belief work. And I've recently made some huge changes that I'm starting to see a difference in some of the things. And they're simple, but huge. So it's really interesting. But I just kind of wanted to talk about something else in my life just besides my normal channel content. And I have all these beliefs and ideas that come up about that. And isn't that amazing? Because those are interesting paradigms. I've had those paradigms. I don't need those paradigms. What today would bring me joy to talk about. And so I'm going to talk about knitting. I have a couple of my projects here. These are socks that I'm making. There's a pair, they're the toes to a pair of socks for my son. His birthday's in a couple weeks. I don't know if they'll be done on time. I'm making a scarf thingy. It's like a triangle. I'm really excited about it. I have also cast on a pair of leg warmers for my daughter. My crocheting has kind of been on hold for a while, which is my normal go-to. And, in my history of knitting has been that the first time I ever knit anything was back December of 2002. My former husband and I got knitting supplies, and I don't know what he did with his knitting, what happened, but I made a little baby sweater. I was so proud of it, but I never knitted again for years and years and years. Then I knit a present for my friend, a dishcloth that had a Snoopy design on it, and that was cool, but I didn't knit again. And I kind of knit something another time, just to I need to knit at least one thing a year to keep my, so I can say I can knit. It was kind of my thinking, which didn't really work because I didn't keep going. But this year I started knitting hats for my kids for Christmas, and I just had a lot of fun with it. And I've made 3 or 4 hats, and I made my first pair of socks in a bigger yarn than this sock yarn. To learn the skills. I can't stand them because they're acrylic, but I'm so proud of the fact that I made them. And I just really, everything else is kind of I'm knit, knit, knit. I'm obsessed with knitting things right now, which is just really funny to me. But I've thought about that. I'm why? Why all those times that I picked up knitting, I was so proud of that sweater, and why did I never do it? Sorry. And here's the thing. My mom knit. Not often, but she knit once in a while. And I have had kind of this thing, and I haven't figured out completely where it started or if I've released it completely or what the deal is, but I've had this kind of thing of I didn't want her to feel bad. Because I knew that I picked it up quickly. I've always picked up things very quickly. And I didn't want her to feel bad that I knit more or better than her or anything like that. I'm sure she was an amazing knitter. She just never knit. I kind of, I learned to do cake decorating when I was little. But honestly, I never got into cake decorating. And part of that was because that was something that my mom did up until she got too busy with school and stuff. And then after that, she didn't have the eyesight for it. And it was that was my mom's thing. And I didn't want to outshine her. Is really kind of what it's all about. I remember kind of shutting down a lot of my talents and gifts while I was married. Because we'd had conversations about how talented and gifted I was, and how I could pick up just about any hobby and learn it really well, and I hardly struggled with it. Learning to play the piano, I was born natural. There's just so many things. And so I kind of started shutting them down because I felt bad because um, he's got talents. He really does. But it wasn't that same, like, just pick it up and you're great at it kind of thing. And I remember trying to work on this even when I was trying to publish my children's Christmas book. Like, that was kind of the thing that came up, and we were never getting to the bottom of it. Never really truly resolved it at that time. But this really have had this fear or some kind of paradigm around outshining people. And so with knitting, I wasn't willing to knit. Now my mom passed away, and it's kind of funny because now I'm like, okay, I can knit now and it's okay. But also knitting these things like kind of reminds me of some of the things that she did and stuff, and kind of makes me a little sad that I wish she would have done more. But it's just such an interesting thing how I know it's actually quite common to hold our shine back because we don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. I'm sure this traces back to a very young age. My kids argue all the time, and I don't understand it. And I was telling my friend about it. I was like, I just don't understand it because when I was a kid, if I convinced myself I didn't like computers because my brother liked computers and I didn't want to fight for time on the computer. And so I just decided I didn't like them. And I decided that I didn't really like sitting in the front seat of the car because I didn't want to fight with my brother. So, like, I would shut down my desires, and just like I shut down my talents and stuff because I didn't want to fight with him, because I didn't want to hurt his feelings or to go into that space. So for me with my kids, they just argue and argue because they, whatever reason, I don't even know their motivations for their arguing because I don't understand it because I've never lived it. Because for me, it was shut down your desires to keep the peace. And it wasn't a conscious thing, and I don't even know where it started. It was just the way I was. And I think part of that is it was that I am kind of designed to be a peacemaker. But imagine, or what if to be the true peacemaker means that you show up in your full desires? What if to be the true peacemaker means that you fully shine? What if truly to be a peacemaker means that you aren't the wimpy peacemaker that shuts themselves down, but the kind of peacemaker that is just your ultimate, this is who you are. And you bring peace to the world by fully showing up and by fully owning your desires and be like, you know what? I actually really do like sitting in the front seat of the car, or I really do. I love the fact that I can learn things so easily, and that I'm having so much fun making these things, and that I wrote this amazing book, and why is it being hid when it's such an amazing book? What if being a true peacemaker is showing up fully in your light? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of, evaluating this stuff as I'm working on new projects and learning new things and clearing this energy up and that kind of thing. So, it's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Is just it's more aspects of myself that I want to show. Hey, I am talented. I can do a lot of things and are really cool things, and it's really fun to think about. What if being, what if showing up in my own light truly is being a peacemaker? And then how cool is that? Like, really, truly, how cool is that? Okay. So, I apologize. I have kind of, I've gone too late in the day. My mouth is saying go to sleep. My brain is saying go to sleep. My body, who has had COVID, is saying go to sleep. So I am going to sleep. Thank you for watching. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Be the incredible you that you were created to be. And be the light that creates peace in the world. And I'll see you guys next time.